lessons.
Hello, my lovely learners. You are welcome to today's lesson. I'm Sarah Eusiwa Cranton, your math facilitator for today. I'll take you through Basic 5 Maths on the topic Numbers. This is our 6th lesson on numbers. Let's go through the objectives for today. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to write Roman numerals up to 100. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to write Roman numerals up to 100. You know, in Ghana, we use the Hindu Arabic numerals. Yes, and these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today we are going to learn about the Roman numerals. And these days, we see the Roman numerals on the face of clock, and also the chiefs when they are named, like Nana Osei Tutu, the second, the third. You remember I gave you an assignment for the previous lesson. Let's go through it and see if you were able to do it. Okay, your assignment. You were asked to compare these numbers using greater than, less than, or equal to. So when you compare, you insert the symbols or the signs. So this is how your work should look like. The first one, you insert this, you count the digits, and then you compare. If they are the same, you compare the digits one after the other. So this number is greater than this. And the second one, we have this. The third, I hope you are assessing yourself. Good. And the last one, we have that. All right. If you are not able to do it, just look at it and then correct yourself. Learners, back to today's lesson. We are to write Roman numerals up to 100. We have to write it up to 100. We are using the alphanumeric numeral, and we are going to learn how to write Roman numerals as well, so that wherever we see it, we'll be able to read it. Okay. Before we learn the Roman numerals, or we learn how to write the Roman numerals, we have some main characters that they use. And these are the characters, the main characters of Roman numerals. What are they? We have the I, V, X, L, C, D, and then M. These are the characters they use. Unlike the alphanumeric numerals, we use the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 to write our numerals. The Roman numerals also, they have these characters: I, V, X, L, C, D, and then M. For their I, it stands for 1. V represents 5. X, 10. L, 50. C, 100. D, 500. And then M is 1000. I want you to write these characters in your books because we are going to use them to write the numerals. Okay, learners. And in writing Roman numerals, there are rules. If we follow the rules, we will write them perfectly. And what are the rules? We have rule of repetition, rule of repetition, rule of addition, and then rule of subtraction. Don't worry, I will explain all the rules with examples for you. So rules for writing the Roman numerals. We have the first one, rule of repetition. The second, rule of addition. And the last, rule of subtraction. Let's take them one after the other. So we have the first, which is rule of repetition. And what does it say? It says if a symbol is repeated twice or thrice, its value is multiplied by 2 or 3 respectively. And here it means when the symbol is repeated twice, we have to multiply the value by 2. And if a symbol is repeated thrice or 3 times, we have to multiply its value by 3. That's all. Let's look at these examples. So this is I. How many of the I's do we have here? We have 2, meaning we have to multiply the value of the I by 2. And what is the value of the I? It is 1. So we multiply 1 by 2. So 2 times 1 will give us 2. So it means I stands for 2. Example 2. We have x. And we know our x. What is the value of x? X stands for 10. So with a 3x, we have to multiply it by 3. So 10, 3 times 10 will give us 30. Therefore, x is equal to 30. Now learners, note. Symbol I or character I, X and I, X, C and M can be repeated 3 times at maximum. Let me explain this. If you have I, X, C and then M, the maximum you can repeat these characters as 3 times. So, just like the 30, we have XXX. It is accepted. But we cannot exceed the 3. Like XXXX for 40. No, it is never done. The maximum you can repeat these characters as 3. Just 3 times. You can't exceed the 3. Okay. So I have an example here. I is 1. I. Yes, it is accepted. And I is 2. I. 3. What about 4? We cannot repeat the I more than 3. Or we can't repeat it 4 times. So 4 will not be I. No. When we get to 4, it will change. That will be for the other rule. Okay, let's move on. I hope you are taking notes. Good. And also, the symbol V, L, and D are never repeated. It's a no-no. If you have V, L, and then D, you can't repeat them. V stands for 5. You can't say that you want to write 10, so it's going to be VV. No. We don't repeat these symbols. V, L, and then D. Okay, our next rule, which is rule of addition. Rule of addition. What does this rule also say? If a symbol of a smaller value is written at the right of a symbol of higher value, we add the smaller value to the greater value. Yes. When we cite the example, you will understand it better. So I have some examples here. We have xi. Xi. What is the value of x? Yes, I know you are saying 10. Yes, x is 10. And what is the value of I? It is 1. Look at where the I is. Is it to the left or right? I is to the right of x. So if the value is a smaller value is written to the right of a symbol of higher value, we add the smaller value to the greater value. Since I is to the right of x and x is greater than I, what do? Per the rule, it says we have to add it to the higher value. So we add x to 1 or 1 to x, I to x. So this will give us 10, which is x, plus 1, which is I, and that will give us 11. Therefore, xi is equal to 11. Example 2. We have vi. Vi. What is the value of vi? I is to the right of v. V is greater than I. So we must add 1 to the 5, or we must add I to V. And this will give us 5 plus 1, and that is 6. So learners, VI is equal to 6 in the Hindu Arabic numeral. All these numbers here, the 11 is in Hindu Arabic, 6 is in Hindu Arabic, and this is in Roman numeral. All right. Now the rule of subtraction. This is our third rule. Rule of subtraction. Let's look at third. If a symbol of smaller value is to the left of the higher value, we subtract the smaller value from the higher value. Remember the addition. It is not the same as this. This is to the left and the addition was to the right. So let's look at these examples. We have IX. This is I and this is X. I stands for 1 and X stands for 10. I is smaller than X. Look at where I is placed. It is to the left of X. So I is to the left of a higher value. So what do we do, learners? We subtract the smaller value from the higher value. I hope you are following. That's good. So IX, that will give us our 10, which is X, minus 1. Why are we subtracting? We are subtracting simply because the I is to the left of X. I is smaller than X and it is to the left of a higher value. So we subtract. 10 minus 1 will give us 9. Therefore, IX is equal to 9. That is the rule. The next one, we have XC. XC. You know the value of C. Do you? Yes, you know. It is 100. And X is 10. Look at where X is placed. It is to the left of C. So what must we do? What must we do, learners? We have to subtract X from C. And we know C is 100 and X is 10. So we subtract X from C. That is 100 minus 10. That will give us 90. So XC, wherever you see XC, it is 90. And you know why it is 90. Okay. And you have to take note of these as well. The symbols V, L, and D cannot be subtracted from any number. Yes, that is their character. As for V, L, and D, they cannot be subtracted from any number. So it is a taboo. It is an abomination to do that. V, L, and D cannot be subtracted from any number. And also, I, X, and C are used to subtract. X, I, X, and C are used to subtract. If you want to subtract these characters, I, X, and then C, these are the characters you must use to subtract any number. Are we okay? I want you to write them down so that it will serve as a guide for you. Okay, learners. So if you have I, we can write IV, IV, which will give us 4. Why 4? Because V is higher than I, and I is to the left of V. So we have to subtract, just as these ones. IV. So you subtract I from V, which is 5 minus 1, and that will give us 4. So that's it. Now, can we try this? These numbers are in alphanumeric, Hindu, Arabic numerals. We have to write them in Roman numerals. Yes. How do we do that? 1 in Roman numerals. I want you to try. The 1 will give us I. I want you to try if you can write these numbers in Roman numerals. Okay, so writing these Hindu Arabic numerals in Roman numerals, we have 1, which is I, 2, I, 3, I. Learners, 4. You remember, we can't repeat the characters 4 times. The maximum is 3 times. So we have to change to the next main character, which is V. But then 4 is IV. So we have to subtract 1 from 5 so that it will be like this. IV, which is 4. And then 5, V. 6, VI. 7, VII. We are adding. So VI is plus 1, which is 6. VII, 5 plus 1 plus 1, which is 7. And then VIII, 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 8. You know we can't repeat 4 times. The maximum is 3. So we change to the next character, which is 10. So the 9, we subtract I from X so that we get IX, the rule of addition. So 10 minus 1 is 9. So we have 9 to be IX and then 10X. This is how we write Roman numerals. And I believe you were able to write them in your books neatly. That's good. Learners, we've gone through all the rules. So I want you to do this assignment for me. Write Roman numerals from 30 to 50. Just start from 30. How do we write 30? In Roman numerals. X, X, X. Then you continue up to 50. Follow the main characters and then you are good to go. All right. I believe you enjoyed today's lesson. Until I come your way next time, have the best.